to tell you the story, I may not get through it. We'll see how we go. It's the story, I believe, originated from Japan. But of course, when I tell it, it sounds like a black country story. There was this fella, and well, he come from humble beginnings, but he done all right for himself, you know. He made a few bob, but he liked to think it hasn't changed him. You know, he was still the normal sort of guy he was. And when his daughter came school age, he sent her to the local school. Now he could afford to send her to a posh private school, he sent her to the local school. And she was a very good student, she was a very popular student, she had lots of friends. She used to bring the friends home with her after school, and it was great. But as she grew older, and of course more beautiful, there were always a lot of lads there. And I don't know if this fella saw something in these lads, something of himself perhaps, but he sort of started thinking, they ain't the sort of lads I want my daughter to knock about with. You know, he could see what was going to happen. He was going to end up marrying one of these lads, and he wasn't that keen on it. So he decided to take her out of school and get her a private tutor. Thing was, in those days, all teachers were men. And everybody who applied for the job, well, they were all young, handsome men. And he didn't want his daughter marrying a teacher, did they? So, you know, this went on. And then this guy applied, and it was perfect. Because not was he was highly qualified, but he was ugly, really ugly. I won't go into details, but he was very, very ugly. So he took him on. Now, he was a good teacher, and the teacher and the girl got on very well. And not only was he a very good teacher, he was an excellent storyteller. And every afternoon, he used to tell this girl, who was a teenager by now, he used to tell her a story. And this one afternoon, he was telling her a story, one of those stories, you know, the predictable type stories that young ladies seem to like, you know, where, you know, the beautiful young lady meets the handsome young man, they fall in love and live happily ever after. I hate these sort of stories. But, well, the young lady was taken with this story, and she said, oh, wouldn't it be nice to know who I was going to marry? And the teacher said, well, I know who I'm going to marry. Well, this took her by surprise, because she hadn't thought of the teacher in this way, you know, given his features, you know, and she hadn't thought of him in this way at all. And she said, well, how do you know? So the teacher told her his story. He said, before I was born, and I was in heaven, that's where we all come from, you know, even then I was an inquisitive young fella. And one day, God happened to be going past, so I asked him, who will I marry? And God said, well, I've never been asked that question before, but there's no reason why you shouldn't know, but it'd be, you know, good to yourself. He took me and showed me the woman I was going to marry. And she was really, really ugly. And I said, no, this can't be. You know, this woman will have a terrible life. She'll be ridiculed. You know, she'll be outcast. It's terrible. I can't have a wife of mine treated in this way. So I asked God to bestow all of her ugliness on me. It's one hell of a chat up line, this is it. Which he did. Now, when you're born and you leave heaven, an angel touches you on the shoulder and you can't remember a thing about it. But I was so ugly that none of the angels would touch me, and that's why I can remember this story. And, well, the young lady started to look at the teacher in a different way, you know. She saw through his ugliness into the lovely person who was behind it. And, well, this story is getting very predictable, isn't it, you know. Yeah, all right, they fell in love, they got married, and they lived happily ever after. I don't know. Well, it must be Valentine's Day coming up, and here I'm telling stories like that.